through the power of texting.
Good to see you.
Marco Andretti joins us.
Hi, guys.
What's new with Marco? How's the team dynamics? How's your race car changed? How is life?
Well, the race car, I've been told, has a windscreen now. We just got the parts yesterday, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. Looks like we're gonna get some rain running, which was to me my only concern about the thing. So hopefully we cross that most important thing off, and then I think we should be smooth sailing after that.
Prospects for the season? What are you gauging success based on?
I think continuity with an engineer. I think last year that took a toll on me. Because that's all you have as a driver is that type of relationship, and not putting blame on that or anything, but I think continuity and with Garrett should be good. I think we kind of hit the ground running last year. I don't think we should have been out of the top 10 together as far as results went. When he came on last year, so continuing that, I gotta get back get some more hardware. I gotta get back on the podium. We've had a couple slip, but we need to capitalize.
Colton comes to the team now as a 5-car team. How does that change the dynamics? Not Colton per se, but a larger operation, and in many respects, Jack Harvey's program makes it sort of a 6-car team.
Yeah, I think Dad has half the series now. So no, I think it's good and bad. It's tough because during the month of May you're debriefing till 8-9 p.m. But there's a lot of information to digest. But I think I've done my best work when you kind of just focus on your program and you end up taking the team with you on a certain setup. But there's a lot to learn from these guys, especially Colton, guys coming in. I think Indy Lights really grooms some really good drivers. I don't know if it's just because you watch their onboards and they're all over the place, and they get in the Indy cars and they're like, oh, these are comfortable, in a setup that we might not be comfortable in. So I think it really grooms them. We've seen a lot of talent come out of there, so it whips us into shape that we need to just shut up and drive instead of trying to achieve a perfect race car every time.
Questions? Bruce.
Speaking of Garrett, he does kind of have a real good personality to him, and
For
how
sure.
comforting is that to be able to have a guy that, even in tough times, can probably
He makes.
laugh and joke.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, and he has so much experience. He's been around with everybody, and he kind of knows that it's Sunday that counts. And I think being critical of myself, I think qualifying has killed me. Because nowadays it's a big track position dependent sport. So you can't start in the back and have magnificent races anymore. Unless there's rain and a lot of yellows and stuff. But my racecraft, I think, is pretty good. Like, we go forward more often than not after the green flag. It's just we have to start, ahead of the 8 ball. So, from that standpoint, he's happy about me on Sundays. We just have to make Saturdays better. And he's a lot of fun to work with. And he's a big picture thinker for sure.
And also, he was with you during probably your most successful season in IndyCar when you were 5th in the standings back in 12.
Yeah, in 13 we had he was there, and Blair, and so we did a lot of things that year that I'm going to try to do this year, and absolutely bring it out. This is a very important year. I think my worst year of my career happened at the worst time, and I had 2 of my worst nightmare races, again at the worst time. We're carrying the 50th anniversary of Mario, and it's a double dagger, so I know I'm up against it right now, so we're trying to wring everything out. I'm going back to Europe soon, before the season, so we're doing everything we can.
Joey?
Last year, kind of being a partner, team ownership role, did you feel that changed anything with you last year compared to what you experienced previously?
I think as far as the competitive side, not as much. I was able to sit in a lot more meetings and stuff, and have a little more say in personnel here and there. So I don't know if I would have been able to have the engineer change mid-season if I wasn't in that position. I don't know, but at least because I didn't want to start in the off season, start over. So I was glad that we were able to start because the season unfortunately was already too far gone, right? So we were like, why drag it into the off season? Let's get going now and have a bit of continuity now going into 2020. So from that standpoint, I think it was probably a positive.
David Mulcher.
When you say you're going back to Europe for the, is that to the Rob?
Yeah, Rob Wilson. Yeah.
Rob Wilson driving school.
Yeah.
When you go to that, does that do you have to describe to him how the IndyCar has evolved for him to see? Okay, well, you're going to need to do this, this, and this in order to improve?
I think the reason I go there is because I think the type of car you drive, which is it's a street car pretty much, it exaggerates your input so much, and what it does is it really makes things obvious of what you're doing with your footwork and with how quick your hands are. Do you need to slow yourself down? And for me, it's a lot of slowing down to go fast, which is for a driver it's a little bit counter, but yeah, it exaggerates a lot of inputs, and I think it's very easy to overdrive those types of cars. So if you can bring yourself into that realm, there's ways you can find grip from a car rather than when you go right over the tire.
Yeah.
Then which I happen to do in IndyCar a lot. So it might look like I just need to drive harder, but a lot of times it's the opposite for me.
Steve?
That's what I was going to ask. But do you just have to go back to the mindset you had in 2012, 2013, where you started off the season so well? Is that you put yourself back in that same mindset? The same people, Rob Wilson, sort of recaptured what you did there.
Yeah, I mean, I look at some races since. I mean, we were there in 2015 in some races. We were there after that as well. But yeah, I think 2008 and 2013, I probably did my best job as a driver. We had a lot of races escape us there. Mindset-wise, I'm not hiding on the fact that I'm up against it and we need to perform right now. We need some trophies, but it's balancing that with still, having fun at what we do. So it's a tough thing because as a competitor, you want to get frustrated, but yeah, no, it's a tough balance. But I think just go have fun and realize what a fortunate position I'm in and try to ring it out, try to have fun.
Is it just you who's going there, or?
Well, I requested it from the team because I want to exhaust everything that I can do, as a driver, not just physically. I mean, it's such a long off season. It's longer than usual just because of part availability. All the testing is later, so I can't just run on a treadmill. I go crazy. So I try to drive other things and just try to do everything in my power to maximize this year. It's a very important year for me.
Nathan?
You've over the last several weeks socialized the pictures of your helmet that you'll be running with this year in remembrance of John. What will this season be like when you get going in a month, kind of running in his memory, and how will you handle that going forward?
Yeah, I mean, just that guy always went on with a smile no matter what. He's the most selfless guy I've ever met, to be honest. And so, I think he'd be disappointed in us, just like his sister said when she was giving the speech. Like, he'd be making fun of her if she started crying, if we started acting like that. So we need to go have fun and drive Indy cars and do a good job at it and love what we do. So yeah, I'm running the different lettering. I ran on, he ran like a different font, Andretti font, on his helmet. So we thought we'd do that on the helmet, actually the back of my Nomex, which we're not allowed to take this down on our team anyway, but and on the car. So as much as we could do. But the big is the check it for Andretti. That's the biggest thing. That's on our car as well, because I think he saves. I mean, if there's any purpose, he saved so many lives already. So, I've run into people all around the world that are like, I found something early, and if I didn't do, and I only did this for John, and it's and everybody in the family has stories like that. So I don't know how many people he saved. It's pretty cool.
Last question from Bruce.
Seeing you last week at the Huntersville ceremony, how cool was it that John really had two different racing families? The outpouring of support he received from the NASCAR side was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think from a diversity standpoint, next to Mario and a passion for the sport, he is right there. And that guy, who was it? It was Jeff Burton, was like, yeah, he would call, and the first thing he said, hey, you got a few seconds? it was never a few seconds. We would talk racing for hours on end, and we wouldn't have it any other way. You know, he was so passionate and so diverse. He was the first to do the double and all that. So, and he was one guy that drove and won in a lot of different things. So it's pretty admirable as married.
I thought it was great that Jarrett said that any racing series we saw on television, we could sit and have a real experiential
Yeah, he
conversation about. So
I
it
mean,
was
top
very,
fuel dragster.
yeah. You want to try a top fuel
No, I'm
dragster?
good. No, we'll leave that to Courtney Force.
All right. Thanks. You got a busy day.
Thank
See
you,
you
guys.
tomorrow.
Appreciate it.